476 AD united much of Europe under one political and cultural system. Colosseum, massive amphitheater, 70 AD, hosting gladiator games. Pont du Gard, Roman aqueduct bridge demonstrating advanced engineering. Pompeii, city preserved by volcanic eruption in 79 AD. Dag, Roman and Byzantine legacy, 300 to 453 AD image. As Rome declined, the Eastern Roman Byzantine Empire preserved classical knowledge and Christian traditions. Hagia Sophia, built in 537 AD, it was the world's largest cathedral for nearly 1,000 years. Its dome is a masterpiece of Byzantine engineering. Venetian Castle shows layers of Byzantine and Venetian rule in the Mediterranean. Monastery of St. John the Theologian, founded in 1088, linked to the Book of Revelation. Panagia Ekatantopiliani, one of the oldest Christian churches in Greece. Medieval and Renaissance Europe, 500 to 1600, image medieval period. Feudal kingdoms, crusades, Gothic cathedrals, and fortified castles define this era. Alhambra, a Moorish palace complex reflecting Islamic art and architecture in Spain. Notre Dame Cathedral, Gothic architecture with flying buttresses and stained glass. Doge's Palace, political center of the Venetian Republic. Renaissance and artistic revival. Europe rediscovered classical knowledge, leading to scientific and artistic breakthroughs. Sagrada Familia, designed by Antoni Gaudí, blending Gothic and modernist styles. Modern era World Wars 1700 to 20th century. Image Industrial Revolution. Europe led technological and industrial growth. Eiffel Tower, built in 1889, symbolizing industrial progress and engineering innovation. World War II and division. The 20th century reshaped Europe politically and emotionally. Brandenburg Gate, symbol of German reunification after Cold War division. Auschwitz-Birkenau, memorial and reminder of the Holocaust tragedy. Sicily, a living museum of civilizations. Image Sicily reflects Greek, Roman, Arab, Norman, and Spanish influence. Valley of the Temples, 8 Greek temples in remarkable condition. Villa Romana del Casale, 4th century Roman mosaics. Mount Etna, Europe's highest active volcano. Palermo Cathedral, Arab-Norman architectural blend. Greek theater of Taormina, overlooking Etna and the sea. Puglia, southern Italy's hidden treasure image, truly about Barobello, conical stone houses. Lecce, known as Florence of the South for Baroque style. Ostum, the White City, Basilica di San Nicola, pilgrimage site of St. Nicholas. Castel del Monte, geometric medieval fortress. Greek islands, mythology and maritime power image. Old fortress of Corfu, Venetian stronghold. Delos, mythical birthplace of Apollo. Temple of Apphia, part of sacred triangle with Athens and Samos. Pyrgos, marble craftsmanship heritage. Why Europe's heritage is unique. Over 400 plus UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Blend of Greek, Roman, Islamic, Christian, Byzantine, and modern cultures. Architectural evolution from megalithic stones to iron towers. Living cities built upon ancient ruins. If you'd like, I can also turn this into
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello friends, you are watching Sunny's General Knowledge World, means Sunny's GK World. On this video, we will provide some very fascinating and unique information about the past, about the world. Now in this today's topic, I have chosen to tell you something about various types of monuments and historical places in India. Now, today I will discuss about the truth and the story of Taj Mahal that is in Agra. So, before starting this video, I request you to please hit the subscribe bell and like button below this video so that whenever we launches our new video, you will never get to miss that upcoming video. You can able to watch that video particularly especially for you fully without paying even a single pie for that. So click the subscribe bell and like, and also one more thing, share the video link and channel link on WhatsApp group in between your friends and family, and also follow my Facebook, Instagram and thread pages. One more thing, you can also watch our videos on Daily Motion channels and Telegram channels. So let's begin this today's video. Who could ever think that an eternal love leading to the saga of infinity? Bondage can evolve out of desert like land and would bloom, or you can say blossom, to be the reason to gift our world a poem in marble, the Taj says. No image of the Taj, neither on canvas nor on celluloid, can adequately express its conceptual imaginary nor convey the legend, the poetry and the romance that shrouds what Rabindranath Tagore calls a teardrop on the cheek of time. The Taj Mahal, a spectacle in white marble, unparalleled to any other monument in the world or on earth, unparalleled in grandeur, that depicts the sheer opulence of an era. The awesome structure, the monument of love that Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan gave to the world, stands as a testimony of his intense love for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. It is a romance celebrated in marble and glorified with precise and semi-precise precious stones, and that the way to appreciate it. Uttar Pradesh, the land of the Taj, is rich in its cultural heritage and has always been a prominent arena of politics, and various types of parties engage in that since the ancient time. Agra, the city of the Taj and once the capital of the Mughal emperor during the 16th through the early 18th centuries, enjoys a close proximity to the national capital city of New Delhi. Tourists from all over the world try to come here. Tourists from all over the world visit Agra to make a pilgrimage to Taj Mahal, India. Most famous architectural wonder in a land where a magnificent temples and edifices abundant to remind visitors about the rich civilization of a country that is slowly but surely lifting itself into a industrialized society as well. Taj Mahal means crown palace and is in fact the most well preserved and Archaeologically, you can say कि as far as art wise and beauty and the cutting of stones and its beautiful dome in the world made by various white marble itself looks beautiful. The English poet Sir Edwin Arnold had described the Taj as not a piece of art as other buildings are, but the proud passions of an emperor's love wrote in living stones. It is a romance celebrated in marble and glorified with precious and semi-precious stones, and that's the way to appreciate it. Taj Mahal stands on the bank of river Yamuna, which otherwise deserves as a wide most defending the great Red Fort of Agra, the center of the Mughal emperors until they moved their capital to Delhi in 1637. It was built by the fifth Mughal emperor Shahjahan in 1631 in memory of his third but the most favorite wife. In fact, his soulmate Mumtaz Mahal, a Muslim Persian princess. She died while accompanying her husband in Burhanpur in a campaign to crush a rebellion after giving birth to her 13th child. The death so crushed the emperor that all his hair and beard were said to have grown snow white in a few months. When Mumtaz Mahal was still alive, she extracted four promises from the emperor. First, that he build the Taj. Second, that he should marry again. Third, that he be kind of their children. And fourth, that he visit the tomb on her death anniversary. However, due to ill health and being under house arrest by his own son and successor to the throne, that man is Aurangzeb, buried him from continue to keep the last promises. The Taj rises on a high, red sandstone base topped by a huge white. This is a very, very beautiful story. A huge white marble terrace on which rests the famous dome flanked by four tapering minarets. Within the dome lies the jewel inlaid cenotaph of the queen. So executes is the workmanship that the Taj has been described as having been designed to giant and finished by jewelries. The only thing and the matter is the object in the Taj is the casket of the emperor, which was built beside the queen as an afterthought. Legend has it that during his 8 years long alienment and imprisonment, Shah Jahan used to intensely view the Taj lying on the bed through a diamond fixed in the wall in front of a particular angle wall as a tribute to a woman of exotic beauty and as a monument of a love story which is keeping us engrossed even when we are reading through these pages here. Truly an everlasting romance of a love not ended as yet. The Taj reveals its subtitles to its beholders. The rectangular base of Taj is in itself symbolic of a different sides from which to view a beautiful woman. The man gate is like a veil to a woman's face, which should be lifted delicately, gently, and without haste on the wedding night. In Indian tradition, the veil is lifted gently to reveal the beauty of the bride. As one stands inside the main gate of Taj, his eyes are directed to an arch which frames the Taj. The dome is made of rich marble, but the dome is set against the plain across the river, and it is his background that works. It's magic of colors that, through their reflections, change the view of the Taj Mahal. The colors change at different hours of the day and during different seasons. The Taj sparkles like a jewel in moonlight when the semi-precious stones inlaid into the white marble on the main mausoleum catch and reflect back its glow with a better gleam. The Taj is pinkish in the morning, milky white in the evening, and golden when the moon shines. These changes, they say, depict the different moods of a beauty of any kind. So this is the beauty of Taj Mahal marbles, change of the color whole day. Different people have different views of the Taj Mahal, but it would be enough to say that the Taj has a life of its own that leaps out of marble, a masterpiece of the art and science of architectural tips and tricks, a representative of an era called the Mughal period, surpassing any authority to add or de-add anything in any sense in or out of the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal stands tall with grace, is not just a parable epitome of emotional and eternal love between a man and a woman, but for other reasons too. Emperor Shah, who commissioned the construction of the Taj Mahal, desired to create it also as a symbol of solemnity, harmony, purity, and spirituality as well. So, this is the inner part of the making of Taj Mahal. The Taj is simply a majestic tribute to an exotic beauty. The saga of the Taj would be half told if the mighty related to its not mentioned. Like many a great buildings, the Taj Mahal has its myths and legends. It seems that there is more fiction on the Taj than serious scholar research. Several of these stories belong solely to oral traditions and are told by the guide. Some are so established that they form a popular history of the monument and have made their way into guidebooks, and some have been taken up by scholars or even created by them and thus become part of the surely and a strong debate itself. What are the facts more regarding this beautiful monument? To the last category belongs the oldest Taj tales of the Taj. Here, the most widely known is the story of the second Taj, the Black Taj, which Shah Jahan intended to build in black marble opposite the present mausoleum right now on the site of the Mehtab Bagh. It goes back to the Jean Baptist Tavernier, who, when at Agra in 1965 AD, reported that Shah Jahan began to build his own tomb on the other side of the river, but the war with his son interrupted his plan totally and unable to complete it. And Aurangzeb, who regime at present is not disposed to complete it. Saja was put under house arrest by his own son and successor by force Aurangzeb. The latter did not agree with his father on most issues and was particularly opposed to him building a black Taj like this as his own mausoleum, you can say. Or, upon Shah Jahan's death, Aurangzeb made the body of the emperor, who got the body of his beloved Mumtaz, is a golden casket from Burhanpur to Agra, carried in a boat by only two men and buried him in the Taj next to his wife is probably the simplest manner. Saja, the emperor who fulfilled the wishes of his beloved, could not find fulfillment of his own wish to build a black Taj to express his mourning for the beloved Queen Mumtaz Mahal even after his death. That was the serenity in the purity of the love. So this is all the story of Taj Mahal I have told you. This is the basic what happened that time by the emperor for her love. I hope you loved it, and please make sure to hit the subscribe bell and like below this video so that I will be bringing another good video very soon. And also share the video link on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, and on other groups. Thank you so much.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, my friends. This is Admin Sunny, and this is not the Stars Biography channel. This is Sunny's GK World. Now, in this video, I will going to tell you something very unique about a very fantastic friend of mine and a very fantastic and beautiful, gorgeous actress of Hollywood film industry. None other than Angelina Jolie. She is one of my favorite friends on earth, without any doubt. So many times we get in contact with each other on social media platforms like Thread and Facebook. But I respect this lady a lot. She is one of my favorite actresses. Not only actress, she is a very nice, kind and loving and caring human being. That's what I have noticed in my friend Angelina. So in this video I will going to tell you about the uniqueness of this gorgeous actress Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie is often described as many things at once. An action heroine, a heartbreaker, a mysterious rebel, a humanitarian, and a woman who has constantly reinvented herself behind the glamorous image of the Tom Raider star lies a life filled with emotional turmoils, bold choices, deep struggles, and remarkable resilience. Her journey from a troubled childhood to becoming one of the most influential, you can see a brilliant and talented woman in the world, is a story of transformation shaped by pain, courage, and self-discovery. Angelina Jolie was born on June 4, 1975 in Los Angeles, California, into a famous Hollywood family. Her father, John Boycott, was already a successful actor, and her mother, Marceline Bartlett, was also an actress. I am really sorry for that. If you have any pronunciation in dictating the words, it may not be like in the same way of American style, because I am not from America, keep in mind. Was also an actress who later sacrificed her career to raise her children. Jolie's birth brought immense joy to her father, who later recalled holding his newborn daughter and feeling that she looked very wise, like an old friend. These are few beautiful words by his father, told very wise like an old friend. Her godparents included well-known actors Jacqueline Bisset and Maximilian, and her extended family was filled with artists and performers, making acting almost inevitable. Despite this glamorous background, Jolie early life was far from stable. Her parents' marriage fell apart shortly after her birth, mainly due to her father's decision when Angela was just 1 year old. Her parents divorced. That was the very bad patch of the life. I am sorry to say, but I don't like all this divorce and all. Once you got married, you have a child, it's your duty to perform the whole life with each other. Divorce is a dark spot in a human's career. As per my choice, I am not interested for all these useless things. It means you are destroying your own life as well as others' life. So this is my rule. But the whole world cannot be motivated by my rule. This is my another rule. And her mother moved away with Angelina, and her brother James Heaven, while John Bogart's career continued to flourish. Marceline devoted herself entirely to raising her children, instilling them independent and emotional openness. Jolie grew up in a relatively liberal household, raised as a Catholic but never forced into strict religious practices. From an early age, Angelina showed signs of being unconventional and intense. She openly spoke later about her early sexual curiosity and rebellious nature, describing herself as a child who constantly got into trouble. Movies played a major role in her childhood as her mother often took her to the cinema. This shared experience rather than her father's fame sparked Jolie's interest in acting. She loved dressing up, performing at home and staging little shows, often when her brother acting as the cameraman. Angelina made her first on-screen appearance at the age of 5 only in the film Locking to Get Out. Steered her father and mother, although the role was small, it marked the roles in the movie. Now, the thing is very important is that when marked by emotional instability and troubling behavior, Jolie later admitted to being careless and even cruel with animals, a reflection of the inner chores she struggled with. She developed an unusual fascination with knives and weapons, an interest that began at a renaissance, you can say, fair and followed her into adolescence, sometimes with dangerous consequences. As a teenager, Jolie felt alienated and out of place, especially after returning to Los Angeles and attending Beverly Hills High School. Suddenly, surrounded by wealthy students, she felt like an outsider due to her family's modest income. She was teased for being thin and wayward and so on. Various types of words used that time, which I cannot dictate here, which deepened her sense of isolation. After early modeling attempt failed, she transformed to an alternative school where she embraced a punk identity, dressed in black, and moved slowly and surely, and openly rebelled against social norms. During his period, Jolie struggled deeply with her mental health. She experienced depression, self-harm, and destructive impulses, eventually seeking therapy and receiving a diagnosis related to social psychopathy and tendencies that time. Despite these challenges, her mother encouraged her to channel her emotions into acting. Jolie enrolled at the Lee Starberg Theatre Institute where she studied method acting of 2 years, though she eventually left due to lack of experience. The training led the foundation for her intense and immersive acting style. Jolie's early personal life was equally turbulent. She entered a serious relationship at a very young age, and her mother allowed the couple to live together to avoid rebellion and emotional distance. By 16, Jolie began repairing her relationship with her father, who became a mentor in her acting ambitions. She briefly returned to the modeling and appeared in music video and student films, slowly building confidence and exposure. Her first major film role came in 1992 with Cyborg 2, a low-budget sci-fi sequel, you can say. Although she was excited to star in her first Hollywood lead role, but she was deeply disappointed by the final result and later described feeling physically ill after watching it. The film was a critical and commercial failure, but it marked an important turning point. Angelina dropped her father's surname and became now professionally as Angelina Jolie. This is the name she got by this sense. Now this is the important turning point. Angelina dropped her father's surname and became known professionally as Angelina Jolie. Despite setbacks, Jolie persisted. Her breakthrough came with the 1995 film Hacker, where she played a confident and charismatic hacker. Although the film initially failed at the box office, critics noticed Jolie's powerful screen presence. Around this time, she married her co-star Johnny Lee Miller in a highly unconventional blood wedding, where she wore black and wrote his name on her shirt in her own blood. The marriage was intense but short-lived, mirroring the emotional volatility of her life at the time. Professionally, Jolie continued to grow through roles in films like Foxfire, where she portrayed a rebellious teenage leader, and later through television projects such as George Wallace. Her performance in George Wallace earned her critical acclaim and major award nominations, proving her dramatic abilities and capabilities. This success led to her casting in HBO's biological film Gia, where she portrayed troubled supermodel Gia Garangi. The role of Gia became a defining moment in Jolie's career. Growing from her own struggles, she delivered a raw and haunting performance that stunned audience and critics alike. The film earned her a Golden Globe, a Screen Actor Guild Award, and this is a very, very important turning point, and Emmy nomination. It was both personal and professional breakthroughs, forcing Jolie to confront her demons while establishing her as a serious actress. as ultimate rise to global fame came and Girl with Girl interpreted 1999, playing the violet and magical Lisa Raw. Jolie dominated the screen and stole focus from the film lead. Her performance earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress along with multiple other honors. At just 24 years old, Angelina Jolie had reached the peak of the Hollywood recognition. That's beautiful. This is the quality of this great lady and my best friend ever. Through fame, fought controversy, intense media security, and public misunderstandings, it also marked the beginning of Jolie's transformation from a troubled teenager and self-destructive young woman. She evolved into a globally respected actress and humanitarian, and her later work as a goodwill ambassador, her advocacy for refugees, and her dedication to for the human beings causes would redefine her public image entirely. Angela Jolie life story is not one of simple success but of constant struggle throughout the life, and with a heavy high quality courage in Angela I saw myself right now. She is a brilliant, talented and courageous woman on earth. And as a friend, I promise her if whenever she looks by this video, I am with you, my lovely friend. Her journey proves that even the most broken beginnings can lead to a profound purpose, and that true strength often comes from facing one's darkest moment head on. So don't you worry, you have to struggle your life. Life is never easy for anyone. So this is some story and realities about this beautiful, gorgeous, talented friend of mine. I salute to my this gorgeous, talented friend, not only because she is a Hollywood great actress. Oh, no, no, no. I appreciate because I know her somewhat as a good human being, caring, loving, and thinking woman. She is what I have noticed as a friend of Angela. Love you, love you, love you. One more thing. The people, the person, the lady, the girls who feels that marriage is all everything, you are wrong. Care, feelings, wait for a good friend who takes you on and on with strong remarks and who touches you, who stops you if you do something wrong is a true and pure love. That's what I have for Angelina Jolie. God bless you and always with you. Love you, madam. Thank you, Admin Sunny here.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Admin Sunny world. I am Admin Sunny, making disclaimer from my side that this is the video I have created only for educational and promotional use, so that a visitor, a fan can increase his own knowledge for the world. That's the concluding video, man.
Geography of Spain. The history of Spain From ancient civilizations to modern democracy, Spain's long and eventful history is the product of many civilizations. Iberians, Celts, Romans, Visigoths, and Moors, each leaving behind enduring cultural, architectural, and linguistic influences. Over thousands of years, Spain transformed from a prehistoric land of tribes into one of the greatest empires in world history, later experiencing decline, dictatorship, and finally a return to democracy in the 20th century. Prehistoric and early civilizations. Archaeological discoveries in Spain show evidence of human habitation dating back over 1,000,000 years. The Atapuerca caves in northern Spain.
Hello friends, I am Admin Sunny and you are watching Sunny's GK World. In this unique video, I want to concern something very unique about the Mahabharata, the very important mythological book, a worship book of Hindus. In interpretation of the overall connection between the Mahabharata, Russia and future prospects included in this video. Before starting this video, I request you once again so that you never miss the upcoming videos from our side regarding various types of different knowledge about the fact which a normal person doesn't know about. Imagine being told that an ancient Indian epic like the Mahabharata secretly mentions a modern nation such as Russia, and that this reference appears to align uncanny with today's geopolitical realities. Would you dismiss it as coincidence or consider the possibility that ancient seers encoded future visions in symbolic language that we are only now being to interpret it? This idea forms the foundation of a growing narrative that links Hindu sculptures, propitious and modern global conflicts. This decision is not meant to glorify any nation or promote fear, but to explore a belief system that calms religion, wars, and destiny stand on the same timeline. According to this view, when the bird descends into Jaws, one northern land covered in snow and cold remains standing even after global destructions. The central question raised is why. Some believe that Lord Krishna himself granted a divine boon to a northern nation, ensuring its survival during the Great War of the Kali Yuga. According to these interpretations, that nation is not India, but it's Russia. Whether this is mythology, symbolism, and speculative prophecy is open to debate, but the idea continues to fascinate many people. The Mahabharata and its global references, what are they? The Mahabharata, composed by Maharishi Vedvyas, is one of the longest and most influential epics in human history till date, consisting of nearly 100,000 verses. It is often called the fifth Ved, but people don't know. and narrates the great dramatic war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Beyond warfare, it explores philosophy, duty, morality, and the nature of time. Traditionally, the epic is associated with the Indian subcontinent. However, some scholars and interpreters argue that it also references distant regions and kingdoms. In the Sabha Parva Book of Assembly Hall, particularly chapter 51, a list is given of kings who attended Yudhishthira Rajasuria Yagna. Among these names is a region described as Rosha or Rusa, Rusa or Rosha, which some modern interpreters associated with present day is called as Russia. Do you understand why? This is the fact I have included this story so that to increase your knowledge regarding mythology of India and mythology of the world. This identification is not universally accepted by historians. Most academic scholars treat these names as symbolic or referring to Central Asian tribes rather than modern nations, state still proponent and of the theory argued that ancient geography was far broader than commonly assumed. So, part by part, we will go through the matter. India-Russia friendship and its symbolic meaning. What's that? In modern times, India and Russia have shared a long-standing strategic partnership from Cold War diplomacy to military and political cooperation. Russia has frequently supported India on international platforms, including at the United Nations. These historical facts are often cited by believers as evidence of an ancient karmic bond rather than mere political alignments. Some narratives suggest that this friendship predates modern politics and extends back to the era of Lord Krishna. According to legend, a northern king, sometimes named Rushk, that is Rusk, or Rosh, approached Lord Krishna during or after the Mahabharat war, seeking or serve dharma. Lord Krishna preparing to leave the earlier realm is said to have blessed the king's land, declaring that it would remain strong in Kali Yuga, means Kali Yuga, and protect righteousness when adharma peaked. Again, it is important to note that such stories do not appear clearly in critical editions of Mahabharata, but circulate in folklore, religion, tradition and literary text. Bhavishya Malika and apocalyptic books, what they said. A major cause fueling these beliefs is the Bhavishya Malika, a prophetic text attributed to Acharyanandaji Das, a 15th to 16th century Odia saint and one of the Panchashak, means five grand saints of Odisha. He is believed by followers to be Trikaldarshi, means who can see beyond the limit. Its Hindi word is Trikaldarshi, or the people who has the knowledge beyond the limit is Trikalgyani. One who can see past, present and the future. It is called as Trikaldarshi, who sees what is past, present and what will be the future. The Bhavishyamalika contains numerous prophetics and about moral decline, wars, famine, natural disasters and the eventual arrival of Kalki Avatar. Some verses are interpreted as predicting a massive global conflict resembling a third world war involving India, China, Pakistan, Europe, the Middle East and the West. According to these interpretations, the war would last several years, result in unprecedented destructions, famine and social collapse, and calm millions of lives worldwide. However, the text is believed to suggest that India and Russia would ultimately survive the devastation through, though not without suffering. So, these are the danger nations of the upcoming features what I am discussing about here in this video. Russia and India would ultimately survive the devastations through, though not without suffering. Believers argue that Russia's survival is linked to Krishna's ancient blessings, placing it as a protector of Dharma in the final stage of Kali Yuga. Archaeological and other types of claims. Supporter of the theory of an city, archaeological findings in Russia and surrounding regions, claiming the discovery of symbolic such as swastika, fire altars, and idols assembling Hindu deities. They also point to linguistic similarities between Sanskrit and Slavic languages, suggesting a shared Indo-European root. Mainstream archaeological and linguistic to acknowledge Indo-European connections but do not support the conclusion that ancient Russia was a Hindu civilization. These interpretations remain speculative and are often criticized by so many selective using evidences. Hinduism in modern Russia. In recent decades, Hindu philosophy, especially through kaun and the Bhagavad Gita, has gained followers in Russia, while Hindus remain a small minority. Interest in yoga, Vedanta, and Krishna consequences has increased Russian tradition and towards the view of Bhagavad Gita are widely read not only by Hindus but also by spiritual seekers. Some enthusiasts interpret this culture interest as fulfillment of prophecy. However, from an academic perspective, this trend is better understood as part of global spiritual exchange rather than religious transformation of a nation. Now, what is the conclusion at the last? It is very, very important. Conclusion, faith, symbolism, and the future. The idea that Russia was blessed by Lord Krishna and destined to play a major role in the end of Kali Yuga exists at the intersection of faith, mythology, prophecy, and modern geopolitics. For believers, ancient texts are not merely stories but coded timelines of humanity faith for sketchbook. These interpretations reflect symbolic thinking applied to contemporary anxiety. What is certain is that ancient sculptures like the Mahabharata and texts such as the Bhavish Malika continue to influence how people interpret the present and imagine the future. Whether these prophecies are destiny or metaphor remains an open question right now. One that ultimately depends on personal beliefs rather than historical proofs. If everything is already written, the final question remains, are we moving blindly towards fate, or do we still have the power to choose a different path? Depends on you, what you choose. So this is the story which I took for my fans and friends around the globe. Please hit the subscribe bell and like below this video so that you never miss the upcoming mythological or different type of stories on Sunny GK World. Keep supporting and also follow my Facebook page, Instagram, thread, and our videos are also launched on Daily Motion channels. You can see you will get somewhere there on Daily Motion sites, and also we are launching Telegram channel very soon. So till then, take care, bye bye, love you all.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Edmund Sunny and you're watching Sunny's GK World. Means Sunny is the channel which blogs general knowledge of the entire globe. Now, this is a very, very beautiful and a very, very important video for those who are interested to know something more about the world. So here, that's why I have created this beautiful channel so that my all Indians, Asians and international friends get engaged to learn more in their life which they don't know at all. Now here are few human beings which are of very, very under painful conditions and they are leading a very, very tough life for the God they have received from the God. Now, here I will going to talk about a woman who lives in water. Her name is Aruna Ghosh from India. Who is Aruna Ghosh? Aruna Ghosh from West Bengal suffers from a rare and painful medical condition. Whenever the wind blows, her entire body experiences unbearable pain. This is her very, very deep problem, as if her skin is burning like like she feels that her skin is burning in a fire. To get relief, she spends nearly 14 hours a day submerged in a nearby lake near to the house. The water soothes her pain, allowing her to survive. Because of her poor financial situation, the conditions are not like that. So she can able to take a proper treatment for the problem. Now she cannot afford hospital treatment even, and instead depends on the lake for comfort. Her life is a heartbreaking example of human tolerance against extreme sufferings. Now, who is number two? The world's dirtiest man, Amu Haji from Iran. Amu Haji from Iran became world famous for his unusual lifestyle. He reportedly lived to be around 87 years of age right now, though the text says 181, and had not bathed since 1954. Since 1954, he has not taken any bath. Now this is very, very ridiculous to watch and listen about this. More than 60 years, man, he has not taken bath. He feared that bathing or coming into contact with water would make him sick, so he avoided it completely. This is a human mentality when in problem. Layers of dirt covered his body, man. He also hated fresh food and water. Instead, he drank animal urine and ate decayed meat. To trim his hair, he would burn it using fire rather than cutting it and using water somewhat. He preferred to sleep and rest in dirty surroundings. His strange habits made him known as the world's most dirtiest man ever. Now, here comes number three. The man who lives in an iron lung, Paul Alexander, USA. Paul Alexander from USA. Actually, Paul Alexander is from Texas, USA. Contracted polio when he was 6 years of age. The disease paralyzed his lungs, leaving him unable to breathe naturally since the year 1950s. He has lived inside an iron lung, a large metal machine that helped him to breathe. For over 70 years, Paul has lived inside this device. He studied, became a lawyer, and even wrote a book of all while being confined to the medicine. His story is one of extraordinary perseverance and adaptation to a mechanical life. Now here comes number four, the man who lives in a sphere. Now he is Miguel Restrepo from Colombia. Now Miguel Restrepo, a former drug addict from Colombia, decided to live in a sewer tank with his wife and dog. The sewer, just 3 meters long, has become their home for over 20 years now. He once lived on the streets and struggled with addictions. When he decided to quit drugs, his family and friends abandoned him, left with no money or home. He made the receiver his shelter. Inside, he has built a small kitchen, an oven, a TV, and even electricity. He decorates his home during festivals, proving that happiness does not always depend on luxurious life or from palace or from any well-cemented house. Happiness can come from any other places also if you are satisfied. Now here comes number 5, the man who raised his hand for 47 years. Sadhu Amar Bharati from India. Sadhu Amar Bharati, a Hindu holy man from Delhi, has kept one hand raised above his head since 1973, over 4 decades. He took his vow as a form of devotion to Lord Shiva and as an act of renunciation from worldly attachment. Due to keeping his hand raised for so long, the muscles have withered and the arm has become stiff and stuck in position. It's a painful but powerful symbol of his faith and spirituality towards Lord Shiva. Now here comes number 6, the man who has not cut his hair in 50 years. Since 50 years, he has not cut out his own hairs. Tran Van He from Vietnam. Tran Van He from Vietnam avoided cutting his hair for 50 years because he believed he would fall ill or may die if he did it. Very, very ridiculous all these things to hear that if you cut your hair you may die. What type of thinking is this? Over time, his hair grew into a huge coiled bun, measuring several meters long and weighing several kilograms now. His fear of bad luck turned into a record-breaking achievement. He became known as the man with the longest hair in the world. Wow! Now, on number 7 comes another gentleman, the man who has not eaten or drunk anything for 70 years. Prahlad Jani from India. Prahlad Jani, a holy man from Gujarat, claimed that he did not eaten or drunk anything for over 70 years now. Man is terrific. He believed that divine energy and air were enough to sustain him. Even scientists studied him in hospital for weeks and found no evidence of food or water intake. This is the proof of what you are devoting for. Johnny also claimed he did not urinate or defecate, saying that yoga and meditation helped him control all bodily needs. His case remains one of the great medical mysteries, man. Now, here comes number 8, the conjoined twin who lived for 66 years, Ronnie and Tony. Carry on from USA. Ronnie and Tony, you are great, man. Ronnie and Tony, carry on, were conjoined twins born in the US, United States. They shared the same abdomen and lower body. Doctor said that would not live alone. They will not live long, but they defied all expectations and lived 66 years. How medical failed us for saying that they will not live long. Where is that doctor? Then why are you saying if you are a doctor, you are not a god man? This is my interpretation for any doctor in the world. God has given, He will prove not any doctor. You doctors only examine. You cannot be forecast, okay? Setting a world record for the longest living conjoined twins in the world. They performed in very serious during their youth and later become local celebrities for their resilience and cheerful attitude towards their life. Beautiful, very nice. I like it. What can doctor do? Doctor is not God man. Number 9 comes the girl who lives in a plastic tub. Rehma Haruna from Nigeria. Rehman Haruna from Nigeria was born healthy, but at 6 months old, a mysterious illness stopped the growth of her limbs. Her arms and legs moves, leaving her unable to move. Since then, she lived her entire life in a plastic tub, which her family used to carry her from one place to another place. Despite her condition, she smiled and dreamed of owning a small grocery store. Wow! Her story inspired millions worldwide before she sadly passed away at the age of 19. So sorry for that. God will give you another chance, another life. My wishes, my prayer for this beautiful girl. So don't worry, I pray for your soul and in sunny year. Don't you worry. The man who lives alone in Antarctica is Alan, Antarctic researcher. Finally, there Alan, a man who lives entirely alone in Antarctica, one of the coldest and most desolated place on earth. He worked as a researcher or station keeper surrounded only by snow and ice. No trees there, no animals there, and no other human for hundreds of miles from the area. Despite the dislocation, Alan finds peace in his saluted areas and you can say solitude and has adapted to life in one of the hottest environment on the planet. Now, these are 10 gentlemen about which I have talked about. Now, the conclusion here is this story shows that the world is full of incredible and unusual individuals who live in ways most of us can't imagine, man, where by choice, by faith, by circumstances, or by illness, each one of them teaches a unique lesson. Aruna reminds us of strength in pain. Number 2, Amu Haji of defense against norms. Number 3, Paul Alexander of courage in limitations. Now, next one is Miguel Restrepo of hope is poverty. Another one is Amar Rathee of spiritual devotion. Dan Van Hay of faith in superstitions and Prahlad Jani of mystery beyond science. Ronnie and Donnie, the two brothers of brotherly brotherhood in unity. Rehma Haruna of acceptance and the grace. Alan of endurance in loneliness. They are living or we are living. Testaments be to how was. You see, it is a dramatic lifestyle and it goes like that with the God has provided. This is Edmund Sunny saying goodbye to all my fans and friends who are watching my video. Before leaving this video, I only request to hit the subscribe bell and like under this video so that you never lose the upcoming another story on this channel, and make sure to hit the subscribe bell and like on my all other music channel, also movie channel. Sunny's Explain Movie channel is just launched so that you can understand the movie story fully in my style. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to follow the Facebook page, Instagram page, Thread page, and take care of yourself. Bye. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share this video link and the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest group, so that others get the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Excellent World. I am Anthony, making a disclaimer from my side that this is the video I have created only for educational and promotional use, so that a visitor, a fan can increase his own knowledge for the world. That's the concluding video, man. Geography of Spain. The history of Spain, from ancient civilizations to modern democracy. Spain's long and eventful history is the product of many civilizations. Iberians, Celts, Romans, Visigoths, and Moors, each leaving behind enduring cultural, architectural, and linguistic influences. Over thousands of years, Spain transformed from a prehistoric land of tribes into one of the greatest empires in world history. Later experiencing decline, dictatorship, and finally a return to democracy in the 20th century. Prehistoric and early civilizations. Archaeological discoveries in Spain show evidence of human habitation dating back over 1 million years. The Atapuerca caves in northern Spain contain stone tools from nearly 1.4 million years ago, making them among the earliest traces of Homo species in Western Europe. Around 35,000 years ago, modern humans, Cro-Magnons, entered the Iberian Peninsula from northern regions, leaving behind striking cave paintings in Altamira, estimated to be about 15,000 years old. During the Neolithic and Bronze Ages, settlements such as Las Milares and El Argar flourished in eastern Spain, showcasing early social organization and metallurgy. Around 2500 BCE, nomadic tribes from the corded ware culture migrated into the peninsula, introducing new technologies, horse domestication, and possibly replacing much of the local male population, as suggested by modern DNA studies. Before the Roman era, the Iberian Peninsula was home to diverse groups. Iberians in the east, Celts and Celtiberians in the north and interior, Tartessians in the southwest, Lusitanians in the west, and Basques in the Pyrenees. Meanwhile, seafaring traders from the Phoenician, Greek, and Carthaginian civilizations established colonies along the coast, beginning around 1100 BCE. The Phoenicians founded Gadir, modern Cadiz, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Europe. The Greeks later established Emporia, modern Empories, around 575 BCE, while the Carthaginians, successors of the Phoenicians, expanded their control during the 3rd century BCE, making Carthago Nova an important center. Roman conquest and legacy. The Romans entered Spain during the Second Punic War, 218 to 201 BCE, fighting Carthage for dominance of the Western Mediterranean. By 26 BCE, Rome had expelled the Carthaginians and began a long process of conquest, completed by 19 BCE under Emperor Augustus. Roman rule transformed Hispania, as Spain was then called. Roads, cities, aqueducts, and laws spread across the peninsula. Latin became the dominant language, evolving over centuries into the modern Romance languages: Castilian, Spanish, Catalan, Galician, and others. Hispania produced notable Romans, such as the philosopher Seneca, the poet Lucan, and the Emperor Trajan. Visigothic kingdom. After the collapse of the Roman Empire, the Visigoths, a Germanic tribe, established a kingdom in Spain in the 5th century CE, with Toledo as its capital. The Visigoths preserved many Roman institutions and legal systems.
most famously codified in the Liber Judiciorum 654 CE, a law book that influenced Spanish jurisprudence for centuries. The Visigoths adopted Roman culture and Christianity, creating a relatively unified kingdom. However, internal divisions weakened them, paving the way for a new conqueror from across the sea. Hashed Muslim Constant al-Andalus. In 711 CE, Muslim forces from North Africa, under the Umayyad Caliphate, invaded and defeated the Visigoths. This began nearly 8 centuries of Islamic presence in the Iberian Peninsula, known as Al-Andalus. Under Muslim rule, Spain became a center of learning, architecture, and science. Cities like Cordoba, Granada, and Seville became symbols of cultural brilliance, where Muslims, Christians, and Jews coexisted and exchanged ideas. However, political unity did not last. By the 11th century, Al-Andalus fragmented into small Taifa kingdoms, making it vulnerable to attacks from northern Christian states. The Reconquista, Christian reclamation of Spain. The Reconquista, or reconquest, was a centuries-long campaign by Christian kingdoms in the north to reclaim land from Muslim rulers. Key victories, such as the capture of Toledo in 1085 and the decisive battle of Las Navas de Tolosa in 1212, gradually turned the tide. By 1250, only the Kingdom of Granada remained under Muslim control. Finally, in 1492, Granada fell to the joint forces of King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile, completing the Reconquista. That same year, 1492, marked 2 other historic milestones: the expulsion of Jews from Spain and Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas, which launched the Spanish Empire. The rise and fall of the Spanish Empire. The late 15th and 16th centuries were Spain's golden age. Spain became a global superpower with vast colonies across the Americas, Asia, and Africa. The riches of gold and silver from the New World fueled its economy and financed monumental art and architecture. The reigns of Charles I, Emperor Charles V, and Philip II marked the height of Spanish influence, with Madrid established as the capital in 1561. However, this dominance also led to military overstretch and costly wars. In 1588, Spain's Armada failed to invade England, signaling the beginning of decline. Throughout the 17th century, wars...
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share this video link and the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest group, so that others get the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Napoleonic era and 19th century turmoil. In 1808, Napoleon invaded Spain, installing his brother Joseph Bonaparte as king. Spanish resistance, supported by Britain, led to the Peninsular War, one of the bloodiest chapters in Spanish history. The war devastated the country, but fostered a sense of national identity. The liberal Constitution of 1812, drafted during this period, marked Spain's first experiment with constitutional monarchy. However, the 19th century remained unstable, with power alternating between monarchy, republics, and dictatorships. Spain also suffered massive colonial losses. By the 1820s, most of its American colonies had gained independence. The final blow came with the Spanish-American War of 1898, when Spain lost its last major colonies, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. 20th century, dictatorship and democracy. The early 20th century brought more upheaval. King Alfonso III faced growing unrest, leading to the establishment of the Second Spanish Republic, 1931 to 1939. But political divisions between left-wing Republicans and right-wing nationalists erupted into the Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939. General Francisco Franco, supported by Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy, emerged victorious and ruled as a dictator until his death in 1975. Franco's regime was marked by censorship, repression, and centralized control, but also modernization and economic growth in later decades. After Franco's death, King Juan Carlos I restored the monarchy and guided Spain toward democracy. The 1978 Constitution established Spain as a parliamentary democracy with a constitutional monarchy. This transition, known as the Spanish Transition, became a global model for peaceful democratization. Spain joined the European Economic Community, now the EU, in 1986 and adopted the euro in 1998, strengthening its position in Europe. In 2014, King Juan Carlos abdicated in favor of his son, King Felipe VI, who continues to reign today. Hash language and culture. Spain's linguistic diversity reflects its complex history. While Castilian Spanish is the official national language, several regions have co-official languages. Catalan in Catalonia and the Balearic Islands, Valencian in Valencia, Galician in Galicia, Basque Euskera in the Basque Country and parts of Navarre. Except for Basque, all are Romance languages derived from Latin. These languages thrive in media, education, and literature, embodying Spain's cultural pluralism. The roots of Spanish literature trace back to the Cantada de Nino Cid, the oldest epic poem in Castilian. The 13th century saw the rise of universities in Leon, Salamanca, and Valencia, helping shape Spain's intellectual heritage. Later, in 1492, Antonio de Nebria published Gramática de la Lengua Castellana, the first grammar of any modern European language, a testament to Spain's cultural leadership. Geography and climate. Spain's geography contributes to its climatic diversity. The Pyrenees and Cantabrian Mountains influence weather patterns, separating humid northern regions from the drier central plateau or meseta. Northern Spain, Galicia to Catalonia, enjoys a maritime climate, mild and rainy year-round. Central Spain experiences continental Mediterranean conditions, hot summers and cold winters. Southern Spain, including Andalusia, has semi-arid to subtropical climates, while the Canary Islands enjoy an Atlantic subtropical environment. This climatic variety allows Spain to produce diverse crops, from northern vineyards to southern olive groves, and supports tourism across beaches, mountains, and cultural landmarks. Ethnic composition and society. Over centuries, waves of settlers and conquerors, Celts, Romans, Visigoths, Arabs, and others, shaped Spain's population. Modern Spaniards are thus a rich blend of Mediterranean, European, and North African ancestry. Today, Spain is known for its cultural vibrancy, regional autonomy, and historical pride. Its architecture, from Roman ruins to Moorish palaces, languages, and traditions illustrate a nation built on layers of history. Resilient, diverse, and deeply influential in the shaping of the modern world. In summary, Spain's story is one of conquest and coexistence, decline and rebirth. From prehistoric cave dwellers to a democratic European power, its journey reflects the dynamic interplay of cultures that forged one of the most fascinating nations in human civilization. 1,210 words.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like under this video and share this video link and the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook so that others get the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.